$10 million in 11 days. No tables, no chairs and technology. No building on their own. If you think the restaurant business is about location, 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 you are officially living in the past. While thousands of traditional eateries were struggling to keep their lights on, one American burger chain just pulled off one of the most aggressive and profitable expansions in human history, generating more revenue in 2 weeks than most franchises see in an entire decade. But here's the part that should scare absolutely every fast food CEO on the planet. They didn't spend a single dollar on traditional advertising. Today, we are breaking down the invisible blueprint of how a ghost kitchen took over the world, the staggering numbers that shattered every industry record, and the one massive secret that made it all possible. You're about to see why the way you buy food has just changed forever. Let's go. So here's the article. American burger chain makes $10 million Bitcoin purchase. Really interesting to see this. We got Steak and Shake has purchased $10 million in Bitcoin, making a significant escalation in its strategy to transform fast food revenues into a corporate cryptocurrency treasury. The acquisition marks the latest phase of the 90-year-old chain Bitcoin to Burger initiative, a financial pivot that converts operational cash flow directly into digital assets. So Steak and Shake claims Bitcoin strategy drove best in industry growth in 2025. The program, launched in May 2025, integrated digital asset accumulation into the company's daily operations. By accepting Bitcoin payments and marketing directly to the crypto demographic, the chain aims to modernize its capital structures. So again, just, this is innovative ways that people are moving forward in the crypto space, right? Traditional business coming in to its own in the crypto, market. And again, there's lots of people. Everybody needs to eat, right? It seems like the perfect, execution when it comes to, keeping yourself as relevant as possible. The firm's management describes the model as self-sustaining system. In this framework, improved food quality drives higher revenue, which is then channeled back into corporate Bitcoin reserves. According to internal data, the strategy has yielded tangible results. Last year, the company reported double-digit increase in the same store sales, driven by its BTC adoption, which allowed it to significantly outperform the industry. So the details here are: in 2025, Steak and Shake achieved double-digit same-store sales growth, the best in the industry. Becoming a Bitcoin company gave the business a major boost, allowing us to further improve our food quality, it stated. So again, just really interesting stuff. Despite the recent corporation poll in which 53% of people that responded favored adding Ethereum ETH as a payment option, leadership rejected the proposal. So they're 100% in Bitcoin, but nothing else just yet. And look, I want to talk about this because I do think that a lot of these companies, making pretty decent moves, but only solely focusing on Bitcoin, I think is going to be a mistake that, hits people later. But time will tell whether I'm right or wrong on that. Obviously, it's the king of the crypto space right now, but, things, or businesses and assets don't tend to be the king forever. There's always something that comes along that's, better tech, more useful, adopted, on a much larger scale. This tends to happen. The first mover advantage, if it doesn't actually bring additional yield, for example, in Bitcoin's case, then it could fall behind others in the future. So look, keeping on that note, because I think it's really important, quantum computing threat rises doubts over Bitcoin security. And these are the things that, if Bitcoin doesn't, resolve these potential risks, could, be overtaken by other, altcoins like Ethereum, like Cardano, like Sui, like Solana, where these altcoins, whether you agree, disagree, like it or not, they are starting to become real world infrastructure plays, right? Whereas Bitcoin isn't really the infrastructure play. Just my thoughts, my opinions, right? So Chris Wood warned on January 17th, 2026 about the threat posed by, the cryptography relevant quantum computers. These are, shortened to CRQCs, to Bitcoin's security. These could reduce the time to basically, work out Bitcoin private keys from public keys from trillions of years to hours or days, undermining Bitcoin's security model. So this is the risk. It's a very real risk. It's a risk we need to be mindful of, and a lot of people seem to be ignoring it, and I don't really understand why you would want to ignore it. So the other article here we've got, is Bitcoin a millionaire maker? So Bitcoin's trailing 10-year return of more than 21,000% makes it one of the best investments in recent history. It's not a stretch to think Bitcoin could continue to inflate the corporate and political arenas in the future, further de-risking the crypto market. Price targets are rarely accurate, but investors will realize that there is tremendous upside still for Bitcoin. And look, I think there will be. I think Bitcoin is positioned very uniquely, particularly with all the geopolitical stuff that's happening at the moment. So for me, there's still a lot of profit in Bitcoin, but I think there's more profit in altcoins that, are becoming the real world infrastructure, particularly with compliant privacy projects like Midnight and various others now becoming available. That is the missing part of the jigsaw for me to really enable mass adoption for these real world utility infrastructures. We're talking about the likes of Cardano. We are talking about the likes of XLM, HBAR, XRP, Solana, Avalanche. The list goes on. There's too many to reel off, but I think that there is a real chance that we see some really, really big moves when it comes to the altcoin market in 2026. But obviously, take what I say with a pinch of salt. I'm not a financial advisor. Treat this purely as entertainment purposes only. Do your own research. Never invest more than you're willing to lose, because you do risk losing all of your money if you invest in cryptocurrency. Do your own research. Your money is your responsibility and your responsibility alone. Do speak to a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. But let's move on. We've got, led by Texas, New Hampshire, US state race to prove they can put Bitcoin on public balance sheet. So again, this is a lot going on, particularly in the US, right? A race to be the main country when it comes to Bitcoin and crypto adoption. So as Congress continues its efforts to pass a federal crypto market structure bill, many states are attempting to prove their public finances are on top of the digital asset trend. Texas recently became the first state to purchase Bitcoin through an ETF as part of funding its own version of a state-level Bitcoin strategic reserve. Again, we've got New Hampshire and a few others also looking to do the same. So we are seeing some really awesome adoption for Bitcoin in the US. So look, let me know your thoughts and opinions on everything we've covered in today's video. I wanted to just do a short video this Sunday just to walk you through what I'm seeing in the news. I do think that we're seeing some very unique real world adoption for Bitcoin. I mean, I never would have thought that I would be making a video talking about a burger chain buying Bitcoin and utilizing it to make more money than they would if they had just stuck to the traditional routes and I find it fascinating, really interesting. Let me know if you agree, disagree in the comments below. Don't forget to check out cheekyschool.com. We have some free educational courses, Bitcoin 101, so you can learn about how Bitcoin actually works, the mechanics of it. We have blockchain 101, again, 2 free courses that you can use to understand blockchain and Bitcoin. And on top of that, we take safety and security very seriously. We want you to be successful. We've got a free course on how to keep yourself safe in Discords, on social media, and generally in crypto. So do check out the courses. There are other courses, paid for courses like Elliott Wave Theory and how to build a crypto portfolio and so on. And do join us in the free educational Discord, link in the description of the video. It's where we have our community just talking about real on-chain data, real moves as they happen. Don't wait for the next video. Join us, have more meaningful conversations in the free educational Discord. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.